Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. First things first, how is your day going? How's today been for you so far?
Very good, actually.
Very good.
Yeah. We had a pizza, of
An
course.
amazing pizza.
We had a pizza at lunch, and yeah, it was a wonderful pizza, at least for me. Yeah.
After
How
2
was
weeks
your-
of
yeah.
raining, and now it's sunny, so it's cool.
Okay. And the bigger picture, gents, the whole of the last year and a bit, the COVID times that we now live in, individually, how have you been holding up throughout this entire pandemic?
Well, to me, I live in Switzerland, actually. I'm now in Milan because my family is here, but I'm living in Switzerland. It's like one couple of years that I'm there. And so basically this last year I was there alone without my family and without all my friends of here. So it was a bit difficult. And also the fact that basically we were forced, of course, doing the quarantine at home, just doing music, but alone. It was a bit difficult, but now it's like taking a fresh breath of fresh air. It's very cool now, at least to the couple of months from now. It's very good, actually.
Things are
And,
getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's going a lot better now. Also because of the album, and it's
out.
Yeah, it's out. So it's very cool. Yeah.
How about you, Gabri?
Yeah, I remain closed in my home for months, and well, now the things are going much better. Also because the pandemic is, I don't know, the virus is dying a bit, but our country now it's reopening all the pubs, but really slow. And the concerts for now it's really impossible to play music and in clubs, only open air, but maybe big artists, but for bands like us it's really difficult. And also our kind of music in Italy, it's really impossible to play, to emerge. It's really difficult because it's part of our culture. The Italian music is another way of thinking the music, no? And progressive metal, it's really underrated. And also with the virus, so really difficult to emerge with a pandemic experience in Italy with this kind of music. But well, now the things are going better, and I'm a bit realized because the album is out, it's sunny, and I can meet my friends. So it's better, yeah.
That's it. I completely understand. Same boat in the country of England and the UK. Things are getting better. Let's just hope it continues that way. What about the impact of this lockdowns and the restrictions that have been in place? Has it had a big effect on the band, Benthos, overall?
I think actually it's a matter of working all together, which is it. I mean, if there was not this pandemic, it could be a bit difficult anyway, because I'm living in another country, and everyone here is it's no COVID. Don't worry. It's just a bit. We live all far apart from each other, so I think with this pandemic stuff, we realized, and we tried to find out how is to work together in a more, as you say, like digital way. I don't know. And actually, to me, I think this kind of good, because it's it's a kind of it's a privilege maybe to have all together everyone in the same place every time. So we understood how it is to work in this kind of way. It's a plus actually for me. Yeah, because I'm the one which is more far from everyone else, because everyone here is based in Milan, but I'm in another place. So it's I mean, we had to try to figure out a way to work together, and this was like, you know, we must do that.
Well, the tools are there. You talk about digital and all that. The tools are there, and you're certainly not alone in having to work this way, regardless of COVID and those restrictions. But how did this period affect the work on the album too? How did it affect it overall, or did it have any effect?
Yeah, a lot actually.
Well, we recorded part of the album at home, especially for guitars and bass. We used digital amps recorded in our room.
Cool.
The drums were recorded before the first quarantine.
Yeah.
In 2020, 2019 winter.
Yeah, in December. Yeah.
December
2019. Yeah.
Exactly. And the vocals after the long first quarantine. So
yeah, we started recording the vocals
in January.
Yeah.
But we remained at home, so we needed to wait a couple of months for getting back in the studio and record the vocals. So that's the only point.
Okay, it's been quite spread out. Well, you know, it's out now, as you've said a couple of times. It's been out a couple of weeks, April 23rd, via Eclipse Records. How have you found the reaction so far from the fan base and general metal world? Have you been paying attention to it?
Yeah. There was a great response from many parts of the world. We had a great response in Mexico, in Italy, of course, but also in UK. There are many people that wrote to us, guys, come to England. Yeah, it will be awesome.
I feel like that's the default way to write to a group, to a band that you like. Come to my place, come to my country to play. Now that's a more bit difficult to realize that. Yeah.
Yeah, the assumption is it's like you're making a conscious choice not to go when actually you would happily love to go. You guys are obviously quite a new band on the progressive metal scene, formed in 2018. Now, considering what you've told me, that 4 of you live in Milan and you live in Switzerland, I have to ask, how on earth did you guys meet up and decide to create Benthos?
I mean, I lived in Switzerland from 2018 or so. Yeah, September 2018, maybe. Yeah. And before I was living here, and before that we were studying, me and Gabriele, in
a music academy,
music
in Milan.
university in Milan together. And so we know each other from like we were teenagers.
Yeah, also our singer came from that school.
Also the singer,
It was his classroom mate.
It was in my classroom in high school. So the core is like of a high school band.
Oh yeah, that's how many bands get started though, and that's awesome. So, but like back when you first sat down or you jammed together, was the plan or was the early days still quite focused in the progressive metal side that you obviously have become?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, there are some bands that we know and we love. Everyone from us, and that's I don't know if we could say that they are the bands that we take more of the inspirations, but we actually had some music experience before of this. I had one band which is now not a band, and he also. So
each of us came from different musical backgrounds, and we had some bands in the past.
I mean, we were doing something like this, some variation of something like this. So basically, it was for sure it was not conscious to do this kind of thing. It's really what naturally what we created over some months and years, even of working together, especially me and him, actually. Yeah,
exactly.
was it very natural when you started to work together and plan and write? Did you kind of just slip into this nice groove?
Yeah, because we knew each other from that school, but we've never played together, and we basically, when there was this conscious decision of working together, and he called me and he asked me, please, let's work together. And I said, yes, of course. So we basically decided to work together, but it was really ideas on ideas, and just try to play, try to work together, try to do something that made sense, and really naturally, actually.
We have worked 1 year, only me and him, trying to find the other guys for the band, but we didn't find no one. The year later, we found the bass player and the singer and the drummer. The singer was...
Sorry.
That's all right. We got a dog barking.
So the year later, we found our guitarist, our singer Gabriele, after a long holidays together, and the drummer and the bass player. So they joined the band, and now we are Benthos.
So almost immediately, considering 2018 is the inception, and you talked about having the drums done in December of 2019, were you immediately writing for an album almost from the start?
Yes.
That's incredible. Well, then give us some insight into the album's sort of first-person style story. Now, it's not necessarily a concept album, I understand, but there is a lot of focus on opposing forces in it, and that's sort of told across the tracks and stuff like that. Can you explain that?
Okay, wow, it's really difficult to say. The album is called 2, not because it's the second, but it's the first.
Let's make it clear.
And it's called 2 because we wanted to speak about an immersion through 2 forces in conflicts inside the mind of a simple man. It's a simple story of a normal man. A simple man, it can be I don't know, a simple man that immerse himself to explore his fears, but also his passions. It's really difficult to explain.
I mean, I think you should take every song as one concept, one take of this kind of duality concept.
The first song is the beginning of an inner journey of this simple man, and the album ends with the death of this man, but is a process of clearing his mind, upsetting his problem, his fears, trying to create a balance into his 2 sides, his passions, his positivity, and his fears, and all bad things that are around him. It's really difficult to explain this, but
no, I think you put it across brilliantly there. You are talking, as you say, the common man, and the fact that each of us out there, in some way or another, you deal with these constant conflicts on 2 sides, the dualities, you say, be it wanting to focus on the positives and sometimes getting, like when we talk at the start of this interview about COVID, we try and want to talk upon the positives, but you inevitably have no choice but to start talking about the negative, and the balance. Getting that balance right is very difficult.
Yeah,
exactly.
But also the balance creates something. I mean, the force is that one force that it's opposite to another force. Of course, it creates something. The dualism of that is really important to create balance, but also it creates something. So that's the actual outcome to me. Yeah.
Would you say there are elements of sort of spiritualism in it in regards to that? And are you a spiritualist individuals or a band?
No, I don't think so. It's
more rooted in reality.
Yeah, it's based on the reality of a simple band, not kind of spirituality. It's just an inner process to discover his bad things and trying to accept these things to create the balance for being a better man.
Well, that perfectly put, perfectly put. Now, from your perspective, now, progressive metal is obviously a love-hate relationship. I think a lot of metal fans would say they have with it. People that love it absolutely adore it. People that hate it won't even give you the time of day. So imagine I am someone who has never heard of you beforehand, and you have the opportunity to sell yourself with just one track from the album to me. What would you choose from your own album as the recommendation of the perfect example of what Benthos is?
Facing the no,
For me, the Brrraaains.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I'm not sure.
No, for me it's two. The title of the track, yeah. The
But,
title
yeah,
track
probably,
it's pretty self-explanatory, basically. Yeah, I mean it's all from a basic music point of view. There is everything. I mean, there is the ambient stuff, there is the heavy riffs, and
yeah,
there is
you're right.
everything. That's but it's also, I think, the most complicated in the of structure wise. It's very long and it's very dense, and yeah, to me too. Yeah,
because there are more elements inside this song, probably. Yeah, maybe two is right.
But I bet if I asked you in a month's time, you'd have a totally different answer because it is your own work.
I'm saying two because I'm practicing that a lot also.
So considering, you know, signing to Eclipse Records, the release of two, it's been a pretty hefty period for you. Have you been able to take a moment and appreciate what you've accomplished so far?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's difficult to let's say celebrate or doing something in this kind of mood because it's, you know, difficult to meet, and but moments like this, it's really everything is it's going together. I mean, we can meet, we can talk about things that we were not able to do that, also of the outcome of the album, of records and everything else. So it's a bit difficult, but now we are starting again to be more concrete on those to be more concrete.
Yeah, we would like to play this stuff.
Yeah, actually.
That's it, isn't it? It keeps coming back to that no matter how excited or pleased you might be to release an album, how successful it might be, you don't have the added caveat of being able to go out and play live. Is that kind of where you're stuck now? Do you feel like you're a train in a station, kind of ready to move off, but the signal won't change to green, that kind of thing?
Yeah,
we're waiting the train, but it never arrives, like in the most part of Italy, probably.
What's your expectations for live this year? Do you have any expectations to play this year, or are you kind of focusing on 2022?
Yeah,
maybe at the end of this year it's possible to do like a release party or something like that.
Yeah.
We really don't know, actually. We'd like to do some shows in, at least here in Milan, like some kind of secret or little shows to be, you know, to be a little active at least on the place here. For sure we are going to release something like videos or something like this. Yeah.
Of course, yes. And talking of which, then, right now, what is going on in the Benthos camp? As are you just taking time to chill out and relax and enjoy the release, or are you already working on stuff for the future?
Yeah, we are working a lot for the next album, and also we are planning some videos for many playthrough for this album, and. No, yeah, we are a bit relaxed now, but I'm working a lot for the next album. That's important, really important, continuous working.
Because, of course, I'm sure you understand that you can't just sit there and go quiet for the next 3 months. You kind of have to be busy in social media. Do you enjoy that aspect of it, having to be kind of out there and talking to fans in some way constantly?
I don't think it's possible to say that this job, this being a musician in 2021, is restricted to it's just the playing or writing music. It's I mean, that's not the way to do that. I mean, of course, you have to be active on social medias, and I mean, it's not good like playing or having a gig or something, but I mean, you have to do that. So
Yeah, it's strange because I love seeing people in front of the stage, and it's really different from a phone.
Of course. Of course. I hope that comes back sooner rather than later for you, gentlemen. I mean, I don't know how aware you are in the UK, but if things continue to go as they are, we will hopefully be back with proper live shows by August. One of our biggest festivals, Bloodstock, if you've heard of it, is currently planned to go ahead in August.
I know Arctangent or
That's
UK
gone.
Tech Fest, but I saw that UK Tech Fest canceled the event.
Yeah, because of course you kind of think your style of music and you think Tech Fest and Arctangent, and they would be a nice fit, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
What does you'll have to tell me, what does Italy have compared in regards to those sort of festivals we have here? What does Italy have? Because I don't really know.
Well, there are not a lot of festivals in Italy. The only one in Milan for that specific music, progressive metal music, and new modern stuff is the Dissonance Festival in Milan. And
actually, it's a very good festival.
It's a good festival.
It's a very, very good festival. Yeah.
So also it's sponsored by UK Tech Fest and Blast Festival. And but it's the only one in Milan. There are more festivals like the Gods of Metal, but it's only for big bands like I don't know, Iron Maiden, Megadeth, Cannibal Corpse, you know. But for this kind of music, probably Dissonance Festival is the only one.
So do you feel like there's a bit of a glass ceiling on you in regards to being forced to just stay in Italy at the moment, that you kind of need to get out and play and tour in the wider area of Europe?
Yeah, I would like to play around Europe, of course. I think in this kind of in this period, probably is easier playing outside Italy than in Italy.
Yeah, because
I'm not really sure.
Everyone, it's hard because every country has its own restrictions in place and so on, but not everybody's moving at the same speed. So it's not like Italy might open up, but Germany doesn't, and Spain doesn't, and you're kind of stuck. You know, it doesn't change enough. We'll have, like everything, watch this space in regards to what's coming forth for you guys playing live. I guess just watch this space. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks to you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, really.
Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?